Tonight, students smile for the camera.
Plus, homecoming week is in full swing. Stay tuned. TrojanVision News starts now.
From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision News for October 8, 2014. I'm Courtney Addison.
And I'm Haley Greathouse. Thank you for joining us this evening. This is homecoming week, and even though the big football game isn't until Saturday, there's plenty of heated competition throughout the week between Troy University's student organizations. Last night was one of the most popular events, the dance competition. Angel Norris gives us a look.
There was a packed house waiting to see the homecoming dances last night. Greeks and non-Greeks gathered to see how hard each organization has been working, especially with the changes and the new rules being brought this year.
This year there's no tumbling, there's no flips or anything like that. You know, first of all, we just wanted people to be safer and everything, but we also wanted to kind of give a fair advantage to every organization that was competing, because we open it up to more. We have a male, female, and a co-ed division, and we really wanted to include the residence halls this year, so we really wanted to make it better and fair and more enjoyable for everyone too, and make it actually more about the dancing than about the flips and all the pretty stuff.
The theme for homecoming this year is getting back to our roots. We are one. All the participants this year came out in their camo to show what they were made of and honor the military.
For campus activities, Heath Barton and our homecoming director, William Johnson, spent this summer thinking about, how they would like to celebrate homecoming this year. And they really started thinking about the roots of Troy University and how diverse those roots are.
Hard work and military pride could definitely be seen through each and every dance performed on that stage last night.
I'm telling you, the sororities and fraternities are always tremendously creative, and we knew that even without the stunts that they would be able to be so creative.
Angel Norris, TrojanVision News.
The winners of the dance competition, as well as the overall homecoming winners, will be announced during the second half of Saturday's football game.
Do you remember combing your hair, putting on your favorite outfit, and smiling big for the camera in elementary and high school? Well, did you know we do that in college too? The Palladium is Troy University's yearbook, and today they held a photo day for all students. Dustin Allen gives us a look at what happens in front of the camera.
The Troy University yearbook, the Palladium, held photo day today in the Trojan Center for all Troy University students. The editor-in-chief tells us why taking a photo is so important.
Today is photo day. The purpose of today is to get as many possible students who are Greek affiliated or not Greek affiliated to come and get their picture taken so they can be commemorated in our year for Troy University.
One student shared why she came out to get involved.
Well, it's just a really fun time at Troy with homecoming week, and it's a great way to get participation points for your organization, and also I never really had any good high school yearbook pictures, so this is just a chance to start over and start fresh, and you can just meet people in line, and it's just fun to show your Troy spirit.
Even though you might have to wait in a little bit of a line, photo day is the perfect way for you to make your history here at Troy University. All you have to do is sit down, smile, and snap a photo.
The Palladium is so important because it's the only documented history of the year. Everybody has Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, but 10 years from now, it's going to be gone, and you're not going to have any way that you can look back at your year and look back at your history and have a stamp. Even if you were to Google Troy University 2014, what are you going to find? You're not going to find yourself, so we put you at Troy.
To pick up your copy of the yearbook, you can visit any Palladium member in Wallace Room 107. Dustin Allen, Troy TrojanVision News.
Once again, students interested in purchasing a yearbook can visit the Palladium office in Wallace Hall. Books are only $5 for students. Well, Haley, a lot of students on campus have put in tons of hours preparing for homecoming this week.
And that's right, Courtney, and some other students have put in just as much effort for a different event. And last night, I was able to see their work come alive.
A human-eating flower is the star of this semester's musical. Troy University's Department of Theater and Dance presents Little Shop of Horrors.
It's about 3 people that work a flower shop, and it's a quirky little guy and a very dramatic girl, and they happen to fall in love. Seymour, the guy, he discovers this plant, and the only way it grows is by blood. And so he ends up only eating blood, and he ends up having to feed him people throughout the play.
And audience members are able to get an up-close and personal perspective on the play.
The audience gets to actually sit on the stage with us for this performance, so we're hoping that we really can get them involved with what's going on in the story.
One actor has had some unique struggles to deal with during production.
Learning to emote with a puppet, because in the puppet, I'm not Muhammad, I'm this big plant, and this isn't my face. Like, my whole body is my face. So instead of just making a mean face, I have to, like, lean over to the side and do all this weird stuff. It's awesome, though.
And actors say a scene near the beginning is their favorite.
My favorite part is Skid Row, because you come out and you get to see what we live in and what we have to deal with from day to day.
Skid Row, because it's all of us on stage together. I get to dance and sing and act. It's just all of us, and we all come together, and it's one just big, powerful, like, energetic number.
And what do audience members have to look forward to?
They have to look forward to a love story and just a really just crazy, freaky, like almost horror movie, but really cheesy, fun thing.
The show begins tonight at 7:30 and will run through Friday with a 2:30 show on Sunday, and the same for next week. Tickets are available at the Troy University box office.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, a city engineer for Phoenix City says it may take as much as $500,000 to fill a 30-foot crater that opened up in a parking lot there after a sewage line failure. Officials say the crater isn't affecting any nearby buildings right now, but the problem will be costly to repair.
And Governor Robert Bentley says the state has taken steps to ensure healthcare workers are able to identify a case of Ebola quickly. Bentley says the state is taking precautions such as providing training materials on the disease to hospitals and reminding healthcare workers to inquire about a person's travel history.
And in Wing, wildlife officials say they charged a North Florida man with possession of a non-game species after the man was stopped in Wing and found with 6 gopher tortoises. Officials say the man told investigators that he planned on eating the tortoises, but they have now been released into their native habitat.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision News, the volleyball team takes the court tonight against an in-state rival. Amy Austin will have the details on that matchup in sports.
And the first Ebola victim has died, and we'll hear more about that case after the break.
The Supreme Court clears the way for same-sex couples to marry in more states. I'm Craig Boswell with how the High Court made a decision without hearing the cases.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
This could be a bicycle. Or a bat. This could be a robot. Or an airplane. This could be a playground. This could be a book bag. Or a soccer ball. This could be a book. This could be beautiful. This cannot be trash. This can all be recycled. Learn more at thiscouldbe.org.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
After being on the road, the Troy volleyball team is finally back home and ready to host in-state rival South Alabama. This will be the first time for these two teams to meet this season. Last year, Troy and South Alabama split their two meetings. Troy won in Mobile with a clean sweep of 3-0. In Troy, though, the Jaguars defeated the Trojans 3-1. The Jaguars are currently 3-3 in conference play, while Troy sits at 1-6. Overall, South Alabama has an 8-8 record, while Troy has a 9-10 record. The volleyball game begins tonight at 6 p.m. in Trojan Arena. The Troy soccer team swept the Sunbelt Conference Weekly Awards for the second time this season. Sophomore Abby Reynolds was named Sunbelt Conference Offensive Player of the Week, and freshman Mickey Lewis was named Defensive Player of the Week for the second time this year. Lewis helped secure the weekend victories for the Trojans as she had 6 saves. Friday's game marked Lewis's 9th win, the most by any freshman keeper in Troy history. And Reynolds scored her first goal of the season on Friday night to help the Trojans gain a further lead. Then in Sunday's game, Reynolds scored both goals for the Trojans. The Trojans will be on the road to Appalachian State on Friday beginning at 6. Head coach Larry Blakeney's announcement about retiring hit home with his players in lots of ways, from motivation for the rest of the season to how he has impacted their lives. With the announcement coming from head coach Larry Blakeney about his retirement, the football players now have an even greater force driving them for the rest of the season. And Mark Wilson feels that this will help motivate them.
Part of it, yes, but a part of it, we've been trying to motivate ourselves. Before the announcement about Coach retiring, we've been trying to get things together within our team and our coaches. But yes, this is an extra boost. Hearing that Coach has retired, and we want to make sure he goes out the right way. Actually, all of us.
Blakeney means a lot to his players and has helped them grow by not only being a coach, but more like a father figure.
It's helped me a lot growing up, and I made some decisions I probably should have made since I've been here, and he's always been there for me whenever I needed him, and I thank him for that, and he's always there for people when they need him.
Personally, Coach has helped me growing as a man. As a freshman, I came and I left Troy, and Coach Blakeney, he took a chance on me, and he's just taught me that once you're giving us a second chance or another opportunity, take full advantage of it. And he's part of the reason that I am who I am today.
And even though the freshmen are new to Troy and Coach Blakeney, it's still hard for them that he's leaving.
Maybe not as much, but I feel like since I've been here, I feel like he's been a great coach, and he's built relationships with us freshmen as though we were seniors. He didn't like, you're a freshman or something, like you're not as important. Everybody had equal amount of importance to him.
The football team plays New Mexico State on Saturday with kickoff at 2 p.m. With the cross-country season drawing to a close, the team is preparing for their final meets and evaluating how they've done so far. The focus now is the Sun Belt Conference Championships. The team is looking to improve on last year's performance, and head coach Elliott Blount thinks his team is getting there.
Physically, I think we're getting there. This is probably our last real week of good work, before we start to trickle down a little bit and back off of some of the more intense paces. But physically, we're there now. It's just about mentally getting sharp and getting our head around racing at a conference, meet, with that type of intensity. So if we can do that, I think we'll be fine, and obviously look to improve on last year's performance.
The team will first compete at the Crimson Classic on October 17th before the Sun Belt Conference Championships on November 2nd.